Hey, what's going on YouTube? Antoine, I'm back again for another video. And recently, we just got done talking about the Instax Mini Evo. Fantastic camera. I took this camera out the other day to one of my favorite spots downtown to snap some photos. I got a lot of great shots. I came back and started to print off some of my favorite photos from the night. And lo and behold, this happened. What you're looking at is an error saying that the rest of my film won't print, or there's some kind of error, but I can't get the rest of my prints to print any of the pictures. And usually this has happened to me a couple of times. The last couple of times I just straight up, I just assumed that it was a defect with the cartridge, threw the other shots away, popped in a new cartridge, and the camera was fine after that. So again, I felt like it was an issue with the cartridges, but I lost like 5 pictures, and these cartridges aren't the cheapest thing in the world. So when this happened to me the other night, I was determined to find a fix for it, and I think I did, and I want to show it to you today. So without further ado, let's talk about it. Okay, so when this craps out on you, there's a couple of reasons why. It may be an issue with the battery is the most common one. It takes a lot of juice to actually print the photos, so make sure first of all that your battery isn't low, because if it is, you'll need to charge it up. You turn it off, charge it, and then turn it back on. It should print fine after that. Another issue I've heard while researching this on Reddit is that it could be an issue with the firmware, meaning you got to update your firmware. It could be an issue where you just got to turn off your camera for a while and then turn it back on and it's fixed. But I have not found a fix for my particular issue, and so if you guys come across this, I think this might be the only video out. So share this with your friends and let them know that there is a fix out there, and we can all start saving some money because we won't have to throw away half of a cartridge. But anyway, we're just gonna go through this together. Okay, here's a picture that I took. I don't know if that's gonna focus on that, but of a bridge here, and I'm going to print this right in front of you. Okay, so far so good. It's saying it's gonna print in a minute, and there you see it. It's printing now, but of course you see already nothing's coming out on the top. And that's because we got this error saying that please turn off your camera, print error, turn off camera. That cartridge is stuck in there, and so I am going to for the sake of this video, I'm going to pull this out and do this just so you all can see it. Preferably you want to do this in a darkened room, like shut yourself in the bathroom with all of the lights turned off or something like that, so you don't flash your film. But I am going to flash my film for the sake of this tutorial. So I may get worse results than I got last time I tested this out, and that would be why. So anyway, let's get started. Okay, so at this point I have opened the camera and taken out the cartridge. Again, this first shot is definitely toast because all types of light are getting on that print, and you don't want to do that. The other prints in here though should be pretty safe because they're still pretty much covered in darkness for the most part. We might see some light leakage again. Results may not be as good as when I tested this earlier, because last time I did it in a darkened bathroom, but you got to see this. So the problem is you could take the cartridge out and then pop it back in and turn your camera on, and you hear it winding like it would to slip the negative out. Okay, I turn my camera on and try to do that mess, but unfortunately it's gonna give me the same issue because the reason why is this piece here. This is the black negative that comes out when you put in a new cartridge. It needs to count this to tell the camera that there's fresh film in here. Otherwise, it's gonna think you put an empty cartridge back in here. So you will need this piece for this hack to work. Okay, so this is just from another one I had lying around. So definitely next time you print out one of these, keep one of these on deck. Okay, this black piece will help for so many different things. But I'm gonna turn the camera off again. Gonna open the cartridge, and so now we need to reinsert the black negative back into the cartridge. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move the camera here a little bit and show you how to do this. Step number one, on the top of the cartridge, it has this little black piece here. Okay, when the film prints out originally, it pops out the black negative through a little slot here. So we'll have to move something. You can grab something sharp, or I found if I press it on top, if I use my thumbs to press this way on top of the cartridge, and then so I'm pushing here like this, and I'm pushing on the top and bottom this way, and notice here, you see it? You'll have to work it a little bit, but eventually you can get that to pop out, because you'll have to reinsert this back into the cartridge for the exploit to work. And like I said, this is the hardest part of the process, and there, I did it. So now I've got that flipped up. Now I got to be careful because I could be flashing the rest of the film at this point, but you'll notice there's a piece of film stuck in there. That first piece of film is stuck in there. So I'm just gonna take my fingers again. This first piece is toast. So go ahead and take your fingers and press that down so it's out of the way. Press it down, slide this back into the top slot. Again, this is the hard part, but bam, eventually you'll get that to slide back in. Now that that's back in, we'll have to make sure that the top flap that we broke open, that it's still on top. Now that it's on top here, when I put this back into the camera, it should re-spit this out, okay? And if it does, then it should allow us to print the rest of the cartridges afterwards. So let's try that real quick. Pop it in there, close it up, and now you'll hear it, and it spits out our black negative again. Okay, now, if we're lucky, now our camera's back on. I'm gonna go to one of my prints and see if it works. Okay, so shows a picture of some of my kids, some of my classroom kids. You can't see it that well. They're all in their sleep. But anyway, I'm gonna print it, and now we're going to see if it ejects the print. That's what we're looking for. Will it eject the print? Okay, it says it's waiting. Okay, looks like it might be coming out. Fingers crossed. There it is. And just like that, we have fixed it. But again, I told you this first slide is gonna be toast. It will not print because we exposed it to so much light. Okay, so let's print the other ones and see how they come out. Okay, so here's the final verdict. Let's take a look at our 5 photos, or actually 6 photos, and see how they turned out. So looking at this first one here, I told you that one was going to be toast. Again, that was the one that was directly exposed to the light, and the one that we had the issue with, hence that bent up corner. Okay, I'm suspecting that's what caused the jam. Okay, was that jacked up corner? Sorry, I'm trying to stay close to my mic, but anyway, like I said, it happens. Okay, this backside looks really rough too. If I can flip it. So I don't know how well you can see that, but that corner is very crinkled up and doesn't look good. But anyway, I knew that one was going to flash, but again, that's one photo out of a 10 photo cartridge that, again, in this case, I would have thrown away 6 photos. So let's take a look at the second one here. This is the one that was next up in line. And you notice here that it did flash. We got some light leakage in the top and the bottom of this picture, which I actually think looks kind of dope for this photo. But if you remember, this is probably from when I was reinserting the black negative. Okay. And so it must have let in just enough light that got past that first picture in the sequence that it leaked a little bit on this photo. But with the black and white, I think that looks kind of dope. So anyway, that photo's still like 95% good, or 90 to 95. But like I said, I think that came out great. This was the third one in the sequence, and it's perfect. There is no issue with this whatsoever, as far as other than me being a bad photographer. But other than that, the picture came out well. Same thing for the next one in the sequence. So this exploit was a success. I was able to save 5 slides came out perfect. Okay, well, 4 slides came out perfect. The 5th slide, like I said, slight cosmetic issue, but I will take that over not having a physical print at all. And then here's the final picture. So yeah, they all came out good, except for this one that had the light leak, and I actually like the way that looks. So our experiment was a success. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. And there you have it, guys. That is how you save your cartridge from that particular jamming issue. Again, in the past, when I had this happen, I would just throw the cartridge away and just assume it's a bad cartridge and just start with a brand new cartridge and continue shooting. When I researched this issue, there was nothing on the internet that explained this exploit that I just showed you. So again, as of right now, I think I'm the only person that has figured this out, at least the only one that's talked about it. So please share this. All my Instax shooters, share this with your friends, just so they are aware of this issue. Always keep one of these slides handy. Just keep it. I got one in my desk now. I got one that I keep in my bag. So if I'm ever out and this happens, I can go ahead and do this exploit real quick. I was surprised, even in this well-lit room, the pictures came out okay, except for that first one. But I kind of anticipated that because the other pictures were for the most part in darkness, save for that last one. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, threats, let's talk about it below. Did this help you? Is this something that might work for you guys in the future? If you like this content, go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. You'll be glad you did. I do believe that's all I got for you. I'm out. Until next time.